Good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. This is Irish Maggie Pitasio, and I will be discussing three topics. The first one is the supply chain design, the second one is the buoy effect, and the third one is the outsourcing capabilities. Now, let us begin with supply chain design. What is supply chain design? It is designing a firm's supply chain to meet the competitive priorities of the firm's operations strategy. It is the process by which a company structures and manages the supply chain in order to identify the right balance between inventory, transportation, and manufacturing costs. Why do companies use supply chain design? It is being used to match the supply and demand under uncertainty by positioning and managing inventory effectively. In addition, it uses resources effectively in a dynamic environment. Now, let us cite an example about the Coca-Cola Company. Coca-Cola is the most popular soft drink in the world. It's sold almost everywhere and its brand name is known in most languages. The Coca-Cola Company manufactures and sells not only Coca-Cola itself, but also a wide range of other beverages like Fanta, Sprite, water, juices, and energy drinks. The brand owes its success primarily to the product itself, as well as its iconic marketing campaigns that position Coke as a drink with a fun and active lifestyle. But there's one factor a person might miss when explaining the wildly successful product. It is the Coca-Cola supply chain, one of the most wide-reaching, seamless operations in the world. What makes it so remarkable? Coca-Cola's Vice President of Customer Logistics, Wendy Manning, once said that the company is able to deliver a drink from a factory to a local store within 48 hours. The secret behind this impressive figure is local sourcing, meaning that most of the drinks are manufactured directly in the country where they are sold. Coca-Cola has more than 900 bottling and manufacturing facilities across the world, and its factories have some of the world's fastest production lines. It's not just about the sheer number of facilities. What are the other things that contribute to Coca-Cola's supply chain? Number one, the innovation. It seamlessly integrates modern technologies into its supply chain. For example, it uses 3D printing to manufacture bottles and cans for its drinks. Number two, people. Coca-Cola's logistic team consists of more than 100 people who ensure the safe journey of each bottle from factory to fridge. Third, the long-term relationships with retail partners. Over the past few decades, Coca-Cola has proven to be one of the most valuable and reliable suppliers for its retail partners. One example is that the company has been growing together with McDonald's since 1955. Fourth, Supplier Relationship Management Program. Coca-Cola conducts supplier innovation days. During these events, the company's procurement and marketing teams present the company's market needs, while the suppliers also present their own latest innovations. The program also involves quarterly meetings with key suppliers where a mutual performance review takes place. Fifth, the strict quality control. Coca-Cola has strict quality requirements on its manufacturing practices. For example, a bottling franchise partner of Coca-Cola Enterprises requires quality, environment, and health safety certifications from its suppliers. Sixth, Global Supply Chain Council. The beverage giant established the Global Supply Chain Council, which consists of subcommittees that focus on adhering to established Coca-Cola supply chain strategy. The council has its own centralized portal where the employees and supply chain participants share their experiences and best practices. The seventh is the close collaboration with bottlers. The Coca-Cola Company provides a standard set of guidelines for all of its bottling partners and suppliers. As a result, most of the strategic decisions are centralized. The headquarters controls most of the bottling partners' operations, so each bottling partner services their respective geographical area through a head office. The bottler's office works in tight collaboration with a regional office under the direct supervision of the Coca-Cola Export Corporation. The bottler's head office connects the production plant with different distribution and sales center across the world, forming a coherent supply chain. All these aspects makes Coca-Cola supply chain management one of a kind. Coca-Cola beverages go through the following destinations in their journey: from the manufacturer down to the distributor, down to the retailer, and down to the consumer. The typical workflow within Coca-Cola supply chain are as follows. The Coca-Cola Company headquarters in Atlanta manufacture the concentrated syrup and sell it to Coca-Cola Enterprises or another bottling partner, which is responsible for selling the product in North America and Canada. The bottling partner sends it to a manufacturing facility which mixes the syrup with other ingredients such as filtered water and sweeteners. After that, the bottler packages the final product and distributes it to retail partners such as stores, restaurants, vending machines, etc. The Coca-Cola Export Corporation partners with local bottlers across the world and distributes the drink to their corresponding local markets. Now let us move on to the next topic about outsourcing capabilities. Outsourcing is handing over one or many of the business processes to an outside vendor, or the utilization of outside available services provided by third party to carry out business activities. Therefore, outsourcing in supply chain management is the handing over of processes within supply chain management to outside service providers. What are the benefits of outsourcing in supply chain management? Number one, it helps you focus on your core competencies. Once you have outsourced supply and distribution to a third party, it becomes easier to spend more time on building the business and focusing on the future strategy. Supply chain management can eat up precious time that would have been spent developing new ideas, marketing, and strengthening customer relationships. Outsourcing also gives competitive advantage or efficiency. When you outsource, you get access to facilities, knowledge, and capabilities that were initially inaccessible or unaffordable. You then get the chance to leverage on these resources to help you stay ahead of your competitors. Outsourcing also reduces overall costs. When you hire a professional organization, they will use their knowledge and expertise to help you reduce your overall expenses. Usually, expenses associated with inventory, cold storage, sampling, overhead, and staffing can pile up and cause a financial strain. However, when you work the right supply chain partner, these costs can be reduced significantly. The partner will streamline logistics and establish the most cost-effective plan that can reduce the costs associated with performing specific functions. Some of the new changes may include better inventory management and transport optimization. In the end, the business will have more cash for investments. Outsourcing also ensures you meet your customer demand. The outsourced supply chain management will take the responsibility of supplying the amount of products demanded by customers. They will be responsible for raw material planning to meet production schedules. When these responsibilities are offloaded, the business will spend more time on growth and building brand equity. Outsourcing also reduces overhead and risks. A company's logistical needs reduces labor risks and the final risks of an investment in equipment, property, and transportation in case the company downsizes. Also, it increases your capabilities and extend your resources. Your company may be limited in resources and tools. However, outsourcing partners can bring extra capabilities, solutions, and expertise beyond the scope of the business. Your organization will then get a chance to utilize these excellent tools to increase productivity and efficiency. Logistics or cargo companies normally have industry connections that you can leverage on to save on costs and to improve your capabilities. If there are benefits in outsourcing, of course, there are also risks. These are just examples of the risks for outsourcing supply chain management. First one, the quality may suffer. Your supply chain management partner should have extensive knowledge about your products or services. Otherwise, the quality of your offerings may diminish. This risk is increased when the third-party company tries to cut corners or use cheaper materials. Such practices can be detrimental to your company and may significantly reduce sales alongside your brand equity. So avoid using supply chain management partners who don't prioritize quality. Also, you can face setbacks. Outsourcing supply chain management can become a complicated process that opens up more chances for setbacks. Watch out for unrealistic timelines that could cause revenue loss and more issues down the supply chain. Also, there may be integration challenges. Watch out for solutions that have long onboarding processes. The business operations become smooth once a business is integrated with a supply chain management partner. But the transition process can be a nightmare. It requires both parties to invest a considerable amount of time, and it also requires a good financial backing. If either party lacks, then it can cause delays and several mishaps. Several problems are likely to arise during the transition phase because this stage requires better communication besides time and money. Also, there could be unexpected costs. Occasionally, taxes, shipping costs, and other hidden fees may get out of control. To avoid this, work with providers that are transparent with their cost so you can protect your profit margins. Now let us move on to the last topic about bullwhip effect. Bullwhip effect can be explained as an occurrence detected by the supply chain where orders sent to the manufacturer and supplier create larger variance than the sales to the end customer. These irregular orders in the lower part of the supply chain develop to be more distinct higher up in the supply chain. These variants can interrupt the smoothness of the supply chain process as each link in the supply chain will over or underestimate the product demand, resulting in exaggerated fluctuations. There are many factors said to cause or contribute to the bullwhip effect in supply chains. And here are the most common causes of the bullwhip effect. Number one, issues with lead time. Lead time is one of the most important aspects of inventory control and directly impacts your ability to meet customer demand. Calculating lead time and planning accordingly ensures you avoid losses and can fulfill orders. However, if there is an issue anywhere along the supply chain, lead time increases for each remaining step. This makes it difficult to meet customer demand and causes greater inventory level fluctuations. Number two, lack of communication. One of the most common causes of the bullwhip effect is the lack of communication both internally and along the supply chain. Sharing information regarding shifts in demand, issues with production, and upcoming sales are key in avoiding issues. This is particularly important if you're interested in what is or drop shipping for e-commerce fulfillment. Number three, incorrect demand forecasts. Demand forecasting is complicated and requires setting and analyzing a wide range of inventory KPI. Any mistakes along the way can lead to an inaccurate forecast. This in turn leads to an inability to meet demand or too much sitting inventory. There are also many external factors that can cause your forecast to be incorrect. Regular conducting an inventory audit and reviewing and updating your forecast is the key. Fourth, too many discounts and promotions. Another issue that commonly causes the bullwhip effect is running too many promotions or overusing discounts. This is because they disrupt larger demand trends and cause trouble with forecasting. Suppliers become accustomed to fulfilling orders at a high rate, and this can quickly become a problem when the sales end and seasonal trends return. If you regularly run into issues with excess inventory, it allows you to sell underperforming products by bundling them with better products. The markup is higher and you won't impact the supply chain. Since the bullwhip effect can cause so many problems with inventory control, learning how to minimize the bullwhip effect is key. Though there are some causes that can't be helped, you can limit the chance your business is the cause. Here are 5 steps you can take to minimize the bullwhip effect. First one is to use warehouse inventory management software. Proper inventory and order management go a long way to avoiding problems with the bullwhip effect. This is best done using software that can track inventory levels, product flows, and orders in real time. They give you actionable data and provide detailed insight into your ability to meet the demands. Even better, they can help you set par level, calculate optimal reorder points, and avoid wasting money on storing excess inventory. Number 2, limit your promotions and sales. Many businesses think that they should run promotions often to increase demand. This method of sales is dangerous in many ways and can easily cause losses for both the business and every step along the supply chain. Try to utilize sales period only as necessary to meet customers' expectations. Instead, focus on upselling and cross-selling to increase your average order value and grow your sales in a sustainable way. Third one is the streamline of the supply chain. When your supply chain becomes congested with too many suppliers and moving parts, it becomes easier to make a mistake. Try to reduce your supply chain and streamline your order processes to ensure limit this risk. It also makes it much easier to maintain relationship and share information quickly. Fourth one is to improve order planning. The unsung hero of inventory management is order planning. Accumulate as much data regarding inventory levels and demand trends to order the optimal amount of each product. You should also factor in any safety stock needed and any upcoming sales or seasonal demands shifts for inventory reduction. The last one is to optimize your minimum order quantity or the MOQ. Setting a minimum order quantity is a good way to avoid shipping products at a loss. However, try to avoid complementing your MOQ with bulk discounts as this can attract customers who order more than you can handle. It can cause a lot of strife for your order fulfillment team and cause dramatic shifts in your inventory levels. Now, I would like to cite a very simple example about bullwhip effect. The actual demand for a product and its material starts at the customer. Let's say that an actual demand from a customer is 8 units. The retailer may then order 10 units from the distributor. So there is an extra 2 units to ensure they don't run out of floor stock. The supplier then orders 20 units from the manufacturer, allowing them to buy in bulk so they have enough stock to guarantee timely shipment of goods to the retailer. The manufacturer then receives the order and then orders from their supplier in bulk, ordering 40 units to ensure economy of scale in production to meet demand. Now, 40 units have been produced for a demand of only 8 units, meaning the retailer will have to increase demand by dropping prices or finding more customers by marketing and advertising. Now, before I would end this report, I would like to share with you a video example about bullwhip effect. Thank you for listening.